Hey everybody, Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 edition. This is the successor to the original Galaxy Note 10.1, which I covered in the past, arguably one of the best tablets ever made, so a lot to live up to here, but Samsung has done a good job in ensuring that this is an improvement in just about every way possible, whether we're talking about the hardware, the design, or the software. So with that said, we'll be looking at the 16 gigabyte Wi-Fi version of this tablet in white. It's priced at $549.99. You can also pick it up in a 32 gig capacity for $599.99. So $550 or $600. Do keep in mind that storage is expandable through a micro SD card slot, as it usually is with Samsung branded tablets. So let's start off with the specifications before I get this out of the box, because that's where a lot of the big improvements are from last generation. First and foremost, the actual screen. The 10.1-inch display now carries a resolution of 2560 by 1600. So it now is matching all of the competitor top-tier products out there. In fact, many of you may have passed on the original Note 10.1 simply because of its resolution, which is sad but unfortunately true. Next, we've got the processor, another big improvement. Exynos 5, one of Sam's own chips now, clocked at 1.9 gigahertz. Really impressive processor, at least in terms of benchmarking. Excited to finally actually use it here in the form of this 10.1-inch Note. In terms of video playback and recording capability, of course, 1080p is the standard. We've got our S Pen integration, our IR for Samsung's Watch On, which essentially allows you to use this tablet as well as any other Samsung branded tablet as a universal remote control. In terms of cameras, we've got an 8 megapixel cam on the back, 2 megapixel on the front for video conferencing, GPS, 3 gigs of RAM, a bump up from the original 2, which has pretty much been a standard since Samsung integrated 2 gigs of RAM into their smartphones and tablets, and then lastly, an 8220 milliamp battery, which has mixed reviews. Of course, I'll be reporting in full how well or poorly it performs with this beast of a tablet. With that said, let me get it out of the packaging now. And I'm excited to share this with all of you because, as I mentioned, it's not only an improvement when it comes to the actual performance from a hardware standpoint, but Samsung's also done quite a bit of redesigning when it comes to the actual design of the tablet, which is a sign of, competent listening to customers, something we just don't see enough of these days. So I'm glad Samsung has joined many other companies, much like I see with Sony, listening to customer feedback and really trying to deliver on what customers are looking for in enhancements and improvements on their original product. Even if something is a great success at launch, it doesn't mean, of course, that you can't improve upon it. So here we've got the Note 10.1. Again, very similar looking to the original, but also some important design cue changes. So one of the things that has become standard on Samsung's brand new tablets are the physical buttons here at the bottom, as well as a home button. So this is now part of the Galaxy experience across the board. This does not have a Super AMOLED display, as you may have seen on the box. This is a TFT screen. So you're not going to get that Super AMOLED if you were hoping for it because of this the higher price point that the Note 10.1 carries. It unfortunately doesn't come with one of Samsung's Super AMOLEDs, but that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing for using this outdoors, that's for sure. But let's go over the hardware. Actually, you know what? I'll start off with the balance of the contents of the box and then take you on a tour through the tablet itself. So we've got in here our usual paperwork, nothing new there. It does come with a Play Store credit for those of you that are curious, something Samsung has done in the past. Everything is on recyclable paper. You may have noticed the exact same power brick, or I should call it wall adapter, that we had in the past, with the accompanying USB cable for transfer as well as charging. It'll be interesting to see what the charge time is. And then finally, we've got a clip for the S Pen as well as some replacement nubs for the actual pen itself. So that pretty much covers the contents of the box. I don't think there's anything else in here, so let me get the box out of the way. And let's get right down to the tablet and taking you on a tour through the hardware. So up at the top center, we've got our Samsung branding as well as that front-facing 2-megapixel cam and a sensor, of course, for lighting conditions in order to auto-adjust the screen like you'd find on any smartphone or tablet right now, or in the past for that matter. On the left side of the tablet, we've got one of the two speakers right there. It may look like something else, but it is a speaker, no longer front-facing. For those of you who are in love with the front-facing or front-firing speaker design, it's a thing of the past now. They are mounted on the sides. We've also got our 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. On the bottom of the tablet, we've got our charging port, nothing surprising there. I also see a microphone pinhole there to the left of it, and that's pretty much on the bottom, pretty much it. On the right-hand side, we've got our micro SD card slot, another speaker, and our S Pen. On the back side of the tablet, we do now have a new finish. No more glossy plastic, the same look we've got on the Note 3, so that's definitely a good thing. I think most people will prefer this. Also, far less fingerprint prone. We've got our 8 megapixel camera there, and then the S Pen has now been relocated. And that pretty much covers everything that's on the other sides. Let's go over the top. We've got our infrared port right there, volume rocker, and power button. So a bit of a redesign. Looking forward to putting it through the paces. Clearly a major upgrade on specifications. Overall, I like what I see here. The question is, will it actually outperform everything else in the marketplace? So looking forward to giving you guys further impressions as I get to spend more time with it. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And of course, as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.